Previously.
Brett Schultz,
That's him.
you're live on Balls Radio, sir. How you doing?
All right, and you?
All right, thanks. Schultz C, the former Protea, former EP, you played for Transvaal as well, or the Highveld team, didn't you?
I played one game.
One game. Who else did you play for? Province?
Province, Western Province, Eastern Province, and one game for Transvaal.
One game for Transvaal.
Come back, me and George Foreman.
Yeah, you're George Foreman. All right, and we were calling you the Scarlet Pimpernel because no one could ever track you down. Whenever you thought you were in Joburg, you'd move to Cape Town. When you thought you were in Cape Town, you were back in PE. So where the hell are you these days?
I'm in between.
Still?
I'm in between. Nah, I'm a commuter, if you call me that.
Yeah.
I travel down on Thursday evenings and I come back Monday mornings to Johannesburg. So I'm between two cities.
What, Cape Town and Joburg?
Yes, between Cape Town and Johannesburg.
You've been doing that for a long time, though, eh?
Yeah, I've been doing it for about a year. We've been trying to buy a business down there to try and relocate down there, but it's Cape Town, everything takes a bit longer, you know.
Careful now, we're on FM in Cape Town as well, so...
Well, they'll agree with me, and they quite enjoy it that way.
Yeah, I suppose. It's the Cape Town way. Well, nice to chat to you. We have a think or whatever the hell happened to, and people suggest names. A few people have said, whatever happened to Brett Schultz? So now we know. You're in the insurance business, right?
Yes, that's correct. Been involved in it for we've been our own business for about 10 years now, yeah.
All right, cool. And we were just reminiscing about some of your cricketing exploits. Obviously, a very curtailed career because of a combination of dodgy knee and just being a hell of a big guy.
Yeah, I mean, I've combined it. I mean, action and all that type of thing. I mean, I was generally always a guy that weighed 100 kilograms, so one of the heaviest fast bowlers in the world, you know. So that always took in a bad action, took a toll on my knee, and I had a guy who captained me called Kepler Wessels. He used to bowl me to death on a flat wicket.
Yeah.
I sense a little bit of animosity there.
Yeah.
Well, that brush and cut, that's what we used to call it at St. George's Park. Brush and cut, brush and cut.
A brush and cut. That was the sort of spiky hairdo you had.
No, that was the wicket. Brush and cut the grass off of it.
But you had the same hairdo as well.
Yes. Those days, well, I've got that now. In those days, I had that wavy blonde hair.
Yeah, because I mean, in those days, everyone was so excited because South Africa had a sort of a opening combination of left and right. Who opened the bowling in with you in your? Was it AD?
AD opened it, yeah. AD and I, all my test matches we opened together, which was quite nice having a speed guy on the other end, whereas hunting in pairs.
I mean, you used to get it up a bit there as well. I mean, get it up to 140 plus when you came steaming in.
Yeah, I mean, those speed guns are all relative. I mean, I don't know how accurate they are with regarding to guys' different heights and whatever, but that's what they used to say. That's what they used to say.
Yeah, that was your key, obviously. From I mean, how tall are you? 6'4", what?
No, I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
But, I mean, I look at the guys and they say time over distance, and then there's the technology's changed, and I mean, I think if you look at, for example, Morne Morkel and Dale Steyn, there's a big difference there, and I mean, it's a lot more uncomfortable to face Morne Morkel, but he's not up at the same sort of level, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, when you've got a guy that's taller, that's bringing it, that's bowling it from that height. That's got the pace and can sort of get that bounce as well, and then added to that, I think with you managed to get it from a height. You got the bounce, you also got swing as well, and it was coming across the batsman, across the right-hander, so it made it a bit of a handful.
Well, I'd hope to have thought that I'm a bit of a handful. Never wanted to make a batsman feel comfortable at the wicket, that's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
I'm looking. Did you know this, Brett, that you hold the test record for the most tests in a complete career without aggregating 10 runs?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
My friend said to me that how many, that I couldn't bat, and I was always my response to them, well, how many test runs have you got? And I've always said I've got 7 more than they have.
Your batting average is 1.5.
I wasn't paid to. In those days, we only needed 1 degree. Well, now they need all 3: batting, fielding, and bowling.
Yeah.
You had a great bowling average, 20.24.
Yeah, no, I mean that was the thing. That was the sad thing, is that you were kind of just getting settled in there in your career, and then you had to pack it in. I mean that was the sad part about the Brett Schultz career.
Yeah, I mean that was, for me, it was just as after my when I was down in Sri Lanka, and I had that great start, and then the injury started, and there was always a comeback, and that's why the joke about George Foreman is the comeback. There's always a comeback, and eventually, pulled every muscle in my body, including the one between my ears. I
was getting nervous there for a moment.
But and then obviously my knees gave in and forced me into retirement at 26, at 27. Yeah. So,
wow, that's young.
I'm looking at an old clip here on YouTube, and just looking at the players that you played with and against. But you played in such a fantastic South African team. Hansie, you played with Peter Kirsten, Gary Kirsten, Brian McMillan, Jimmy Cook. It was really like a golden era for South African cricket.
Yeah, my first test match was against India, the friendship tour. I mean, in that side we had, I think the average age of the side, I was 21, and the average age of the side was like 33 or 34, because we had so many of the old guys in the side. So I had the fortune of playing with them, all the guys that were unfortunate to miss, had the misfortune, should I say, to miss out during the apartheid days, playing international cricket. And then to have the new younger guys like Gary and Hansie obviously took over the reins, John T and all those guys. So yeah, there was a good side. We just couldn't quite get to number 1 in the world, but we were a good number 2, because Australia was so strong.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to think. It wasn't you weren't on that tour. I remember Sri Lanka as well over there. I think those were the days with Fani and them still, when Clive Eckstein actually batted out to save a test. Or was it with Richard Snell, or who was? I'm trying to remember.
No, he batted with John T.
John T.
I know exactly. I was playing in that test, and it was Alan and I to go and bat.
You guys were next in.
Next in.
You must have been crapping yourselves.
They couldn't find me. I was sitting in the back there somewhere on a little thing.
That was the same tour then?
That's exactly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I remember that.
Match,
Clive got a 50 in that game, didn't he?
Yes. No, he didn't. I think he faced the same amount of balls as John did to get 100, and I think he got about 3. He just
is it? Okay, he just batted out all day. It must have been pleasant for you sitting there with a test average of probably 1 at that stage, thinking, well, there's still another couple of hours to go in this game. We've got to save the test. I'm definitely going to bat, and then having to sit and wait all that time.
No, we said. Well, I mean, for us, that batting display of even if what he got off how many balls, it set up that series. I mean, we could have lost that series, and it could have turned up, and we ended up winning that series.
Yeah.
So it was a hell of a
performance.
Yeah,
that's one of the memorable tests. I mean, not a lot of people might remember that, but that Sri Lankan test was a really, really good test.
Yeah, and the one after that was also a memorable test. Is the one that we were fortunate enough, it was the biggest South African margin of victory off South African soil at the time. So there was 2 great test matches back to back there.
Brett, I'm just looking at this YouTube video. It's a long video. It's like 14 minutes, but I've just seen you pin Matthew Hayden LBW. You'll probably remember this. You pinned him LBW. You go down on your knees. You're basically begging Cyril Mitchley to give him out. Cyril Mitchley deliberates for a while and then gives him out, and then you, quite fiery, and I think you say something to Matthew Hayden, and Matthew Hayden says something to you. What did he say to you?
Nah, it was basically between me and Cyril Mitchley. And I mean, obviously Matthew Hayden was a big guy, and his pure presence was always intimidating. So we used to have a go at each other, and I think that was between me. But between me and Mr. Mitch, I was bowling away swingers from Hayden. I said, and as I walked past Mr. Mitch, I said, Mr. Mitch, watch out for this one. It's coming back. And obviously it came back. So I said, that has to be. And then I ran out of my appeal, and I had to restart the game and appeal for the second time.
You're not allowed to tell the umpire what you're going to be doing next. You can't put thoughts in his head.
That was a long appeal.
Did you get fined for any of that?
No. Fortunately, not that one. No.
All right. Listen, Brett, it's great to catch up with you again, boss. Look after yourself, and travel safely between Joburg and Cape Town. And thanks for talking to us on whatever the hell happened to Brett Schultz.
Thanks, guys. Cheers, man.
All the best, man. Cha-cha. There we
Cheers,
go.
man.
Brett
Bye.
Schultz joining us on Paul's Visual Radio today.
We the best on 3. 1, 2, 3. We the best.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays live on balls.co.za. Balls.co.za.